Uh, right here. Check it. Say,
What's going on, Gospel Live family? It's your resident G-Liver TP checking in for question of the week number 24. That's question of the week numero 24. Listen, before we get into the question of the week, I have another question for you, and that is, have you submitted a name to the prayer list for healing? If you've not already done so, or if you need to add another name to the list, please just send us an email to kingdom@gospellivenow.com. Once again, that's kingdom@gospellivenow.com, and we'll be sure to add the names to our prayer list for healing located on Kingdom Blog. So hopefully this week you'll check out Kingdom Blog and scroll down to the prayer list for healing and call out the names of those persons listed in your prayers this week. All right, now getting into the question of the week. Now this week, the question has kind of been inspired by a lady that came into my job, one of my customers, that kind of came up to me, and what she asked me was, if you claim something from God and someone takes it away from you, like, what happens? What does that mean? And I was kind of like, wow, that's an interesting question. And my response to her was, well, a lot of times I think it's our lack of stewardship and our lack of faithfulness that allows things like that God may have said is ours to slip through our fingers. And she was like, but no, what happens if you claim something? I mean, you really claim it. You believe God for it. And I said, okay, well, what does the claiming process look like to you? And she said, pray without ceasing. The Lord will do it. It was prophesied to me. And I said, okay, but what about a plan? Remember, write the vision, make it plain. And she said to me, well, I don't need a plan if God's in charge. And I said, wow. I couldn't believe it. I was kind of just stunned. And that's not to make light of the situation at all, but that's just the reality of what happened. And so this week, I kind of want to follow up from last week's question about vision and writing out the steps, and just ask this question. The question of the week is, do you believe that by faith you can name it and claim it? All right? Do you believe that all you have to do is, reach up and grab your blessing down, or, you could just turn around and God's going to put it in the mailbox, any of those kind of things? All right? Not saying that God couldn't potentially do any of those things. He can. He's sovereign. So we want to know from you all, do you believe that that's the norm? Okay? So our scripture is coming from 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 3 through 5. And I'm going to read the Message translation. It says, you're going to find that at times there'll be times when people will have no stomach for solid teaching, but they will fill themselves up on spiritual junk food, catchy options that tickle their fancy. They'll turn their backs on truth and chase mirages. But you, keep your eye on what you're doing. Accept the hard times along with the good. Keep the message alive and do a thorough job as God's servant. And so the question of the week again is, do you believe that by faith you can name it and claim it? That you can name a thing, claim it, reach up and grab it, and God will just do that thing for you. All right? So please let us know. If you check out the preview from the Gospel Live moment with Izzy, you can see his little take on it. All right? So please check that video out. And as well, please get on over to Kingdom Blog and list your comments, and we really appreciate it. All right? And as always, God bless you all, and get connected to Kingdom. Peace!
What you talking about, man? Thanks. For He's good. What y'all talking about, man? Thanks to the God of gods, man.
yeah.
Come on, man. Put your hands together. Thanks to the Lord of Lords, man.